What is going on, people from the tube? Welcome back to another Pancho Things. Today, we're going to be talking about a series of videos that I'm going to be doing, starting with the one today, waterfalling for beginners, and what my takes are, things that I have learned in the 4 seasons that I have been waterfalling. Let's get started. So, I did a hunt on Sunday, and it was far from being a decent hunt. But that doesn't mean that I didn't learn anything. It just didn't go the way that I was expecting it to go. So I'm going to use part of that footage to go over certain things. And the first thing that I want to touch base on is how tall is too tall to shoot a bird. I'm not talking about sky busting. I'm talking the results of shooting a bird that is a little bit too high, not out of range, but a little bit too high, and what the results are, what happens. So we're gonna go over the footage for that, and we'll take a look, and I will stop and go by certain things. One of the interesting things about this hunt was that it was a new spot. It was mostly open water with certain amount of bushes really spread out. So I was expecting a more movement than what we got. Unfortunately, Sundays are really slow at that refuge, and the reason being is they put a heavy pressure on Saturdays, and birds are really skittish. As a result of that hunt, I'm sick. I don't have the Rona or anything like that. It's just a regular cold. But I'm sick, and I've been having this idea of doing my take on beginning on waterfowl and what I consider is information that everybody should have when they begin waterfowling. I was going to do a way more elaborated series of videos off season so people can watch them, but unfortunately people need that information now. So I'm gonna start bumping them out, not with the greatest quality that I was expecting, but I think that it's important to have those videos out now and not 3 months from now. I think that people will benefit a lot from that and from my mistakes and what I have learned and everything in between. So on this video, we're going to talk about that. It's not necessarily the first video of the series or the first topic of the series. It's just so happened that this hunt happened on Sunday and I had a hunt today. Even that I'm sick, I went and hunt today, and that was way worse. And that got me going with certain other issues that I'm pretty sure are not gonna make too many people happy, and some people are gonna be like, well, the reality is that it needs to be said, and I'm gonna say it. So we're gonna go over that video and what happened with it.
What's going on, people from the tube? Welcome back to another bunch of things. Here we are again. We're back at it. It's a Sunday. Sundays are really slow because they put a lot of pressure on Saturdays. But I'm in a new spot. Anything can happen in here. I overworked it to set up. I could have set up a little bit simpler, but I decided that since I haven't hunted this spot, I put myself in a hole surrounded by bush. So I'm gonna start in one corner and see what happens. Depending on whatever the birds are doing, I might move, I might not. So let's see what's gonna happen. I don't have dry land here. I'm literally on water. Commodore is in his blind, and we'll see what's gonna happen. Blended behind me. the bird.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you these couple times, and then we're gonna go over what the issue is, and then we're gonna go over on the aftermath of this. I had to brighten this screen quite a bit so we could actually see this happening. So let's go.
Come on, the bird.
Look how far the bird glided. It was crazy. So what happened here was I hear the shots. I hear the shots coming, and I know that some birds are gonna move. And the reason why I know that some birds are gonna move immediately is because 5 to 10 minutes before shooting light, I had 3 ducks just landed right behind here. Literally. I'm sitting looking this way, the ducks landed right behind here. So I know for a fact that birds are gonna come as soon as the shooting happened. This is the first time that I hunt this spot. I didn't know if those birds were coming this direction, if they were flying that direction. That's why I said there. I had a whole entire bush area that I could like tie myself into. But because I didn't know what was going to happen, I needed to have a little bit of an opening, so I could arrange where I was going to shoot. So that happens, and then I get to see the birds coming. If you pay attention, it's not until later that I realized this guy here. I could have easily taken this shot way easier than taking this guy, which was the guy that I was trying to take. So if you look, I'm gonna move this so slowly so you guys can see where I take the shot. I'm turning, boom. I let the shot go right there. Now, when I take that shot, when you see me look at the birds, I'm literally standing like this. And I swing to it and take the shot. By the time that I take the shot, I'm in my regular stance. Right here, I'm not. I'm literally, my torso is tilted. Boom, take the shot, right? This is what should have happened, and what comes after this would have been avoided. If I would have taken the shot right here, just by simple physics, this bird would have just done this. Right there. Right there. No problem. I decided to be in a better stance to take the shot to avoid missing the shot, and I take the shot right here instead. Now that bird glided all the way back here, still landed in the water, but he glided way far out than what he should have. I took too long to take the bird, and because of the height, once again, that bird was around 40 yards, which we're gonna get into that discussion later. There is a lot of loose terms and a lot of back and forward and a lot of ideological stuff that we're gonna get into it later. We're gonna talk a little bit about sky busting. I'm gonna make a whole video about this, but I'm gonna put this out there right now. Sky busting seems to be one of the things that is based on one perception. One perception might be 35 yards sky busting, 45 yards is sky busting, 50 yards is sky busting, anything after 60 yards is sky busting. Here is the deal. This is a fact. We're going to base ourselves on facts and what I have seen. Once again, I'm not the most experienced person, but when it comes to facts, facts are facts, and that's it. The effective range of a shotgun is 50 yards. That's it. 50 yards. Here is the deal. If a shotgun is effective at 50 yards, taking out of the consideration the ammo, to me, anything that is 50 yards and above is be considered sky busting or out of range. Anything that is 50 yards and under will be considered in range due to the fact that the shotgun effective range is, once again, 50 yards. Okay? We added other manufacturers' show tubes, different brands of ammo, and stuff like that. Now things changes. There is people that are comfortable taking shots and downing birds at more than 50 yards. Yes. Can you shot a bear at 80 yards? Yes. Can you kill the bear at 80 yards if you have the right ammunition and you hit him in the right spot? Yes. Can you lose birds and cripple them and run the risk of not finding the birds when you're shooting above 50 yards? Yes. Those are all facts. That's it. You will hear, as a beginner, you will hear a lot of people, sky busting is everything from 40, everything. That is one of the things that people need to settle down and we need to put it together. We need to put it together and find out what it is. Because I cannot raise a formal complaint about something that might have happened in the field to someone or to a bird or something like that to an official when I can say, well, my consideration, my take on what I perceive as when it comes to my range or what is an ethical kill shot. With the word ethical, we're going to go into that too, because the hunt that I did today got me going. That shot was somewhere in between 39 yards to 45 yards. Could not go beyond that because I happened to have an issue the first 2 seasons of shooting high, and I bought a rangefinder and I had to start studying and train my eye to distances. And I'm not a rangefinder myself, and I became really accurate just for the simple fact that the days that something like this happened, I can come to you guys and tell you this is where I was. So going back to the shot, that bird was at 45 yards or at 40 yards, which to my liking, that's not a shot that I like to take on birds that way. That's a shot that I like to take when I got crossing birds in front, like with not high. Like if I have a shot, a crossing bird, but not super elevated, that's a shot that I can easily take, a 50-yard shot. I will take that shot. Me personally, I will take that shot. And the reason being is because I feel comfortable and my chances of that bird super gliding and going into another area, it is way, way, way minimum than having a shot that is 40 or 50 yards up. When the bird is already coming with energy, you hit him, you glide him. Regardless if you fold him, he will glide. There is energy. There's, once again, it's simple physics. The energy is coming, boom, you hit him, you fold the guy, he will not fall directly down. He will glide. The higher the bird, the greater the distance. So that is what happened here. That bird goes down, glides, and I said, "Camera, this is what's going on." Back. He stopped right there in the middle. If you see him, he goes in a straight line. The bird landed right here. He goes in a straight line and he stops right here in the middle. Bird landed here, he stops in the middle and he's looking at me almost like, where am I going? And I'm like, back. You gotta keep going back. Is straight, but back. So now he flipped over because he can see the bird. Now, I'm trying to also pay attention on what's happening with other birds.
Got it. Back.
And Commodore keeps going a straight line. Now he's going directly to where I need him to go. But because he doesn't see the bird, he keeps moving. Long story short, this goes for about a good 10 minutes. Water is super cold. Commodore kept going back, and he literally hit the spot where the bird was several times by my guidance from distance. So I decided to go all the way there, help him find the bird. The bird was no way to be found. That bird was gone, disappeared. Now, normally when you shoot a bird and it's falling down, you can tell if you fold them or if the bird has got winded, if it got hit but not necessarily completely dead. This bird got hit hard. This is one of my last shells of my heavy hammers. So this thing got hit hard. Like I could see the bird just like boom, immediately started to go down, bunch of feathers. So he glides. I go all the way back there with him. Couldn't see the bird. Didn't want to ruin the hunt of the person that was in front of me. So I bring him back, place him, and as soon as the sun comes out a little bit better, I can go back there. What I do believe happened here was that the bird dove and got tangled in some brush and drowned, and he didn't surface. I'm telling you, in between the moment that the bird got shot to the moment that the first time that Commodore got to an area where he could clearly see the bird, less than 30 seconds. That bird was a little bit taller than what I wanted. The angle that I shot it, I popped up. I decided to take the shot at the worst time possible. I should have just taken, as I mentioned, that shot earlier. Way earlier. The outcome would have been different. But that's one of the things that happens when you hit a bird that is higher than most, is once you hit it, the speed that the bird is coming and gravity is gonna glide. And sometimes is if you don't stone cold dispatch him with the shot, he will swim around, he will dive on you, he will, if you look at the second limit video, I'll put card here. I had a shoveler cross a levee after I shot it. So things happen. So that's why it's important to, if you're gonna take a bird that is tall, to understand where to take him, because you gotta look at your surroundings and you gotta know when to call that shot. If you call the shot too late, the chances, the gliding effect of that bird is gonna be greater. So the earlier that you can take that shot, you're gonna minimize that bird just gliding away. And as far as the sky busting, as I mentioned, I'm gonna do a full video into that. So waterfowlers, we have a lot of etiquette on formal rules, almost like a pirate code that is not a code, is guidelines. And depending on who you are, how the information gets transferred to you, everybody is just different. Everybody have different information, which is fine. But for certain things, we need to concise that information. Having a different perspective when it comes to certain things like sky busting can be the difference between you ruining somebody's hunt or not. And that is not fair. That is not fair for the person that is getting the hunt ruined. Like, it's just, there's no need for that. So I think that we gotta do better. We gotta do better at understanding what we do, understanding that every action has a reaction, and not necessarily might be affecting you, but it might be affecting somebody in the next pond over or in the next pool over. Um, and it's important that we understand that that is a thing. It happens, and it happens quite often. So there we have it. That's all there is. I'm sick. Commodore is going to be missing a couple of hunts. Commodore had a swimmer's tail, which is the limp tail syndrome. Nothing life threatening. It's nothing that is going to be for life. Nothing like that. It's just the result of overworking the tail. Muscle gets strained and it's extremely uncomfortable to them. That happened on the hunt on Sunday. Sunday night, we went to the vet. We got some medications and he is wagging his tail back to normal, but I'm still not gonna hunt him for a couple of hunts. You're not gonna see him on the next video either. He rested today's hunt, and he's gonna rest Sunday hunt too. Gonna leave him at home. He can just relax, and then we can get at it next week again. Thank you so very much for watching. If you have any question, if this video helped you in any way, shape, or form, give me the thumbs up. Comment down below anything that you want to ask me. If I don't know the answer, I will do the best that I can to try to find an answer for you guys. And if not, we can all collectively try to find an answer. And in that way, we can all learn together. If you guys have any questions, if there's a topic that you want me to touch on this series of videos, please comment down below and I will gladly touch and give my 2 cents and my point of view when it comes to those. And remember, everything that you're gonna hear me say here is based on facts. When it's something that is my preference, I will say so. I will not say this is the right way just because that's the way I do it. You will hear me say this is my preference or this is a fact. So just let's be cordial to each other. Thank you so very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. I will see you in the next one. Pancho out.